Look how beautiful our baby boy is. What should we name him, Joseph, my loving husband whom I love so much?
Let's name him Mufasa. No, wait. I got it. Let's name him Thomas.
Oh, Joseph, that's beautiful. Our baby Thomas Scattergood. He will achieve great things. I can see it now.
Thomas, what's the matter? The townspeople have been calling you a mournful prophet lately.
Well, John Tucker, I'm happy that I've quit tanning for the Quaker ministry and slave abolition, but I feel that I still haven't fulfilled my dreams here on this earth.
Well, Thomas, you've been through a lot. Your father died when you were merely 6 years old, and your wife just recently passed after 8 whole years of marriage. I think it's time for you to go on a vacation. I've heard Maui is a nice vacation spot.
No. Although Maui seems nice, I think that there are better opportunities for me in England to spread my humanistic morals.
That's interesting. What do you plan to do there?
I plan to preach, meet with my fellow Quakers, and visit schools, prisons, and orphanages. I feel I need to spread my views on equality and respect to all human beings. Would you care to join me on my endeavor?
Your kindness warms my heart. We will leave at the break.
John, do you see how they're treating those poor patients? They act like they're more animal than human.
Here's your chance, Thomas. If you can spread your humanistic ideas here in England, then you can change the way they view the mentally ill.
Actually, I just met with Filipino and William Tuke this morning, and they both share humanistic views like me, and they have started to spread our ideas around England. And the fact, William Tuke has started something called the York Retreat that has been very successful.
What is the York Retreat?
In York, England, William Tuke used his humanistic ideas to treat his patients. The patients use occupation to keep their minds off their emotional disturbances. In his treatment, they work with things like exercise, work, music, literature, as opposed to caging them and treating them like animals and abusing them.
Well, that sounds exactly like what you came here to do.
It is! And I'm planning to take it from what they are doing here and to bring the idea back to the United States. Hopefully, I can get the facilities in the US to understand that they are working with people and not animals, and they need to be treated with respect and care.
Well, back to the US we go.
Hello, Dr. Hamilton. I just recently returned to the US from my trip to England, and I learned about something there called moral therapy, and I was hoping to bring it here to the States.
Well, Thomas, I've heard talk about this thing called moral therapy, but I honestly don't know much about it. Care to elaborate?
While I was overseas, I met two men, Filipino and William Tuke, who introduced me to moral therapy. It's the use of occupation to divert patients away from their emotional disturbances and towards improving their skills. Things like music, art, exercise, and literature. I think it would be very beneficial to the patients and to improve their quality of life massively.
Thomas, I think you have an amazing idea.
Well, thank you. You know what? Not only should this be a common thing for all hospitals, but I'm going to found my own hospital for patients with mental disabilities. I will call them Friends Hospitals, and so all patients know that they are not alone while they have a friend with them.
Quiet on set.
I've heard talk about this thing called moral therapy, but I really don't know much about it. Care to elaborate?
Well, while I was overseas, I met two people called Filipino and William Tuke, who introduced me to moral therapy. It's used...
What's wrong?
Hello, Dr. Hamilton. I just returned to the US from England, and I've learned a lot about something called moral therapy, and I was hoping we could talk about bringing it here.
Well, Tom... I forgot I'm English.
Hello, Hello, Dr. Hamilton. I just recently returned to the US from England, and I learned about something called therapy there. I would like to bring it here, and I'm screwing this up again. It's the use of occupation to divert